Welcome to the video on Durga Saptashati, Chapter 1, The Descent of Mahamaya and the Slaying of Madhu Kaitabha. This is an eternal epic of the Divine Mother. This video is part of the Durga Saptashati series, focusing on the first chapter, Pratham Adhyay. For a consultation on numerology, you can connect on WhatsApp using the provided number. Chapter 1 narrates Maharishi Medha's account of the goddess's glory and the slaying of Madhu and Kaitabha, told to King Suratha and Samadhi. This chapter is dedicated to the worship of Mahakali Devi. King Suratha, defeated by enemies, fled to a dense forest and found the hermitage of sage Medha. There, he met a Vaishya named Samadhi, who was also distressed and driven out by his family for wealth. Despite being abandoned, the king and the Vaishya were troubled by their continued attachment and affection for those who wronged them. They sought the sage's wisdom to understand this delusion. The Rishi explains that all beings have understanding, but are thrown into the pit of delusion by goddess Mahamaya. She is the source of the universe, and only when pleased, grants liberation. The king asks about the manifestation and deeds of this Mahamaya. The Rishi continues the story, describing the goddess as eternal, yet manifesting for the god's work. At the end of a kalpa, two asuras, Madhu and Kaitabha, born from Vishnu's ear dirt, threatened Brahmaji, who then prayed to the goddess Yoga-nidra. Yoga-nidra emerged, and Lord Vishnu awoke. After a long fight, Madhu and Kaitabha were put under a spell of delusion by Mahamaya. Vishnu then slew them by placing their heads on his thigh, as the entire world was submerged in water. Here is the English translation for Chapter 1. The Vinaya Yoga explains the components of the first character's chanting for the pleasure of Sri Mahakali Devi. King Suratha lost his power and treasury to wicked ministers and enemies. He retreated to the forest and met the sage Medha. Worrying about his lost kingdom, he encountered the grief-stricken Vaishya, Samadhi. Samadhi explained how his family drove him out for wealth, yet he felt deep affection for them. The king was also miserable, still attached to his lost kingdom. Both sought the sage's wisdom on this shared delusion. The Rishi explains that all beings, including humans, are discerning. However, the world is enchanted by goddess Mahamaya, who forcefully plunges even the wise into delusion, maintaining the cycle of life and death. The sage revealed the goddess is eternal, pervading the universe. She manifested to help the gods. Brahmaji prayed to Yoga-nidra, the power of Lord Vishnu, to awaken him so he could slay the terrifying asuras Madhu and Kaitabha, who had been born from Vishnu's ear dirt. Brahmaji praised the goddess as the supreme power, the form of all creation, sustenance, and destruction, who holds all power and weapons. He prayed for her to awaken Vishnu and create the intellect to slay the asuras. Yoga-nidra then emerged, and Vishnu awoke. The powerful asuras, Madhu and Kaitabha, were intoxicated by Mahamaya's delusion. They offered Vishnu a boon. Vishnu requested their death at his hands. Seeing only water, the asuras asked to be slain on dry ground. Vishnu then cut off their heads on his thigh. This concludes the first chapter. This video is about the first chapter of Durga Saptashati. For consultation on numerology services like name correction or Kundali matching, you may contact the provided number.